Hey everyone, Value Add Mike here today to discuss what is the difference between property management and asset management fees. For those who don't know, my name is Mike Taravella, Value Add Mike, and me and my business partner manage over $100 million in commercial real estate, specifically in the multifamily sector. And today, I wanted to do a deep dive on what's the difference between property management and asset management and their fees associated. So first, the property manager, think of this as your boots on the ground who's going to handle the day-to-day operations for the property. So who's scheduling renovations, leases, who's marketing the property, who's handling the resident requests, who's making sure that you're getting the bills and getting them paid, and making sure that the rent is coming in. The asset manager, however, they are the part of the general partnership team that is making the business decisions with the property manager. And so I think of this as very important piece is that a lot of people in our industry say the asset manager manages the property manager, but it's a collaborative effort because if you underwrote the deal wrong, it doesn't matter what your property manager can do because they're handcuffed to what's going on in the real world. So it's super important that as the asset manager, you're managing the deal together with, but at the same time, the asset manager is in charge of making sure the business plan is getting executed. Any tweaks in the market, especially with insurance and taxes going up, that we're making the best decision to have the highest net operating income and valuation for the property. So really so when you see the property managers, think of the boots on the ground doing the work, the asset managers QBing, making sure they're seeing the market as a whole and making sure that they can execute and get that valuation. So it's a collaborative effort, but they get paid very differently. The property manager gets paid based on generally the gross income at the property. So the bigger the property, you'll see 3% management fee. And as the properties get smaller, I've seen as high as 10% management fee. And the big thing too is if it's a larger property, you'll see payroll expenses anywhere from $1,300 to $1,800. And that mark keeps changing because talent is getting more and more expensive. And then on the smaller end of the property, you might not see any payroll. So really make sure you know when you're investing in a deal to make sure that it's investing as a LP, to make sure that is it a big deal, what's the management fee, are there other administrative fees that get billed back to the GP group? Because every property management group charges a different amount. However, on the asset management fee, we've seen fees, whether it be the equity raised every month, or we've seen collected gross income as well. So as an LP, just make sure you understand both, but they're two different practices, and we want to make sure you understand why they're both included in the underwriting. And the property management fee is generally above the line, meaning that it affects net operating income, and asset management fees should be below the line because it doesn't affect the value of the day-to-day operations of the property. So if this video got you any value, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And until then, we'll see you next week.